What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an exciting video update here in regards to Old Man Logan. But more importantly, I finally was able to go through all the way and got the 7 yellow unlock here for Old Man Logan. Thankfully, the amount of resources and investment were minimal. So I do want to walk you guys through the teams and synergies. And remember, this is intended for the end game players when you reach this stage, because you're going to need some pretty built up rosters here. But at the same time, there's a lot of good value to be had. So hoping to share some insight here as well. Hopefully you guys can save some of these resources and gear tier levels being required for some of these teams. Now, first and foremost, guys, I do want to point out here as well, as you can see on the run score being north of 14 million, you need 13.5 to actually hit all the 7 stars for Old Man Logan. And as you can see on screen here displayed, you don't actually need to finish the last and final node. So don't worry about having to build out of time and Cabal, Emma Frost, and Loki all the way to the moon. I was able to actually min-max some of these set characters, and we'll go through that in detail as I walk you through each of the nodes here that we were able to finish up. But yes, before we dive in, guys, I do also want to point out these are the packs or scourges that I used. To be honest, I felt like this was the most feasible and reasonable, because we just didn't want to tinker around too much with what was going on, especially how powerful some of these diamond character upgrades were up against. So Berserker's Barrage is really nice because it can work in our favor when we defeat an enemy. Filling up the speed bar gives us another chance for additional attacks and so forth. This is really helpful in some of the more difficult nodes I found. And then finally, Forged in Fire, World at War, which allows us to have the Cosmic Crucible and War bonuses. This is absolutely vital for both Cabal and Out of Time to function the way they're intended to in a team dynamic. So very, very important to make sure that those are ticked off, and that way it allows your team to fully shine. So guys, if you're having some of the node issues in certain specific nodes, let me know. I just made a video today on nodes 3 and 4, and that's hopefully been able to help out a lot of folks, because that has been the main bottleneck. Now that I've experienced everything at difficulty 15, I can confidently say that the nodes requiring hero skill are probably the most difficult. The first node with Cabal still needs a little bit of finessing, but honestly speaking, once you're able to go through it, it's actually pretty straightforward once you know the attack order and so forth. So hoping to share my teams now, and you can see kind of what's working, what hasn't. But yeah, for sure, let me now walk you through real quickly here. The difficulty 15 node 1, super straightforward, guys. Just throw in Extreme X-Men with Old Man Logan. You can hit auto. You don't even need to think about this one. I know everyone's been having issues with this, but if you have Extreme with Old Man Logan, throw them in. Spire Society can also get the job done, but I'm hesitant on Spire Society because you do need to utilize your cooldowns later on for the first node utilizing hero skills. So just make sure you're being mindful of that. So node 1, super straightforward, nothing going on there. Now, I can confidently say with difficulty 15, even out of time, you don't need Starnak or a Starbrand, in this case Cosmic Ghost Rider, built up. As you can see, he's gear tier 16, and then my Cosmic Ghost Rider is gear tier 17. That's enough. I would say Carter, Captain America, Black Knight carry the load, and again, super straightforward. Let me know if you guys are having issues with this, but this node was pretty straightforward. You just need to control and watch out for those Madeline Priors when they do burst down, and otherwise, yeah, it was business as usual here. I didn't find any issues that needed reattempts. I think that only took me 2 tries, even at difficulty 15. Very straightforward. Next up, node 3 here. This one is the one that prompted me to make a video on this one, and as well as node 4, because there is a certain way that you need to attack. But guys, look at this. You can even bring in a 100k Korg, and he is actually a goat. You know, his synergy with Nova, him being able to soak up attacks and coming back from the dead, is pretty massive. I like the Void Knight edition here because you need Hive Mind already in incursion raids. Having him at gear tier 18 helps a lot. Plus, in my video guide that I made earlier, I did showcase that if you use his special on Apocalypse, it can buy you a turn because it takes away that energy he needs to use his ultimate. So really important. Photon's been big. She's already such a big character in the Secret Defenders team, but as well as having relevance and value in war. Build her up. This is a very good team. Cosmic Bio, I know, is made up of a bunch of trash characters. You might have to consider bringing up Illuminati as well, which is Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt. But I found this team made it so streamlined, and as you can see, really a Super Scroll that's putting them all over the top. So I would say he's probably the most important character. It is going to be a very difficult node to do without Super Scroll, so that's why I highly recommend him if you guys have him in your arsenal. And then In my honest opinion, this is probably the hardest node. If you can't get through this node, you probably won't be able to push the run further. And I was finally able to break through. Given my exact same strategy that I made on difficulty 14, I applied it for difficulty 15. It worked. Only caveat is that I did have to bring up my Spire Society up a little bit. They're still low 95 with the exception of Peter B and Noir, but Penny and Pav have now been upgraded to gear tier 18, and that is what did it for me. A similar strategy that I outlined in my Node 4, and again, I'll link that video below if you guys want to see the full gameplay, but you need to throw in some attacks to figure out when when both the lizards are done doing their thing. When they're done using their special and ultimate and they're just using a basic, you can run in through this team. And Black Knight is actually very, very key and vital, guys. He's the main damage dealer. He's going to be soaking up and protecting Spire Society. So make sure you have him built up and ready to go because he's very pivotal. He makes it consistent. Ghost Spider just doesn't have enough value in this 5-piece mix for hero skill, and I found Black Knight is really the difference here between making a successful attempt when you're going through it. And I found more oftentimes than not, you just needed his protection to make sure Spire Society was functioning as intended. Okay. Mission 5, very, very straightforward. Villains, are you kidding me? You can bring in, honestly, the Cabal plus any other 2 villains. It's super straightforward. Cabal absolutely wipes the floor. The only thing is be mindful of their cooldowns because back-to-back with Mission 5 and Mission 6 is Cabal, so I was managing it very carefully. Mission 6, not too bad. You just still need to worry about the attack order, but we were up against a pretty massive wave of enemies, actually, with their synergies and so forth. I think there's some Asgardians, there's Tangle Web, there's also Spire Society characters, so you just have to be very careful, but overall, we have so much damage output, and my Cabal is only gear tier 18, level 95, and they were still able to clear difficulty 15, so you don't need them all the way to the moon, but this is a pretty good benchmark. They're a really good team, and I am considering bringing them into Dark Dimension 7 as well, so, you know, some strong considerations of value there. You don't need to hesitate there. Leave Loki and Emma Frost where they are. They were, I think, gear tier 14, gear tier 15. You don't need to worry about bringing them up. They're honestly just fodder. Okay, next up, mission... see everyone there. Sorry about that. Mission 7, we got Cosmic Bile. Exact same team here. My Photon actually fell in the first node, so I opted to bring Mr. Fantastic, and same thing, Super Skrull doing work, and then the same core, which is Nova and Void Knight doing amazing work. This Cosmic Bile node's not that difficult. You just need to make sure you're managing the enemies. Okay, so Mission 8, Hero Skill, the second one, I found very, very similar situation to Mission 4. You need to throw in some characters for burn. As you can see, look at them. They didn't do a single damage because they were literally going in there just to soak up an attack or two from, I think the Abominations were the ones that were really frustrating. And then finally, you do have to manage this one a little careful because there was a Kang and Red Hulk sitting at the very end of the node. So for the strategy component, I waited with my Penny Parker to utilize some stuns. And as you can see, I actually switched her to a Skirmisher Ice Away to make it easier. And as well, that way we can clear some of the buffs and taunts that we're dealing with on this team. But overall, yeah, this was good. Just need to make sure you save those cooldowns for Kang and as well as Red Hulk at the very end because they have War and Crucible bonuses. So something to be mindful of there. And then last but not least, my goodness, the villain section is such a joke. You just throw in whoever with the Cabal and then easily clean up. Yeah, so there you guys have it. The full difficulty 15, 9 nodes finished. You don't need to do the last node. And as you can see, Old Man Logan completed. When you do complete the 7, it is a token. So you can basically just go to him right away and gives you the 7 stars immediate unlock right there. So super excited, guys. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully these teams are able to give you some insight on which ones you should be building or not. And if I was able to do it free to play, guys, I'm sure you're able to over time as well. Keep in mind, again, you need deep rosters and characters such as Super Skrull, Apocalypse and Cabal built up, and Spire Society to get this done. But even if you can walk away with a 6 yellow, 4 red, it's still good for the meantime, guys. Remember, with this being the highest end game content, it was pretty fun. It was challenging, which I liked. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have any issues on certain nodes. I love to make some more videos and walk you guys through if you're having issues. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.